Once a month, the ocean calls to me. It's not the same night, but about once a month, the ocean just kind of calls to me. It doesn't use a voice or anything that humans would consider a normal kind of calling. It's more like a pull that occurs in your dreams, except you're not dreaming. Just one night each month, on the night of the new moon, I just make my way towards the ocean. It actually doesn't matter how far I am from the ocean. It doesn't matter if my house is on the beach or if I'm in the middle of the desert or even if I'm in the air. When the time to call happens, I just find my way to the ocean. When I'm in the desert, I just make my way down a dark path. I take a few turns and then I find myself on the edge of the surf. When I was in the air, when I felt the pull, I actually found a door on the plane. A door that I don't remember being there before. Then I opened that door and I found myself at the edge of the ocean. And if I am at the edge of the ocean, I'll actually follow the beach until I find the lighthouse. Oh, yes, the lighthouse. Whenever I get called towards the ocean, it's always at the same place, right where the lighthouse reaches the ocean. I couldn't tell you how to find this during the day. I couldn't even tell you if the lighthouse exists in our world. I just know when the ocean calls to me, it calls to me towards a lighthouse that is about 300 meters past the edge of the beach, built on its own little island, and I just make my way through the surf. I don't walk on the water, I don't fly over it, I have to push myself through the surf. I walk through the beach, and then through the surf, and into the waves. Even when the waves push me back towards the shore, I keep pushing myself towards the lighthouse until my feet can't reach the bottom anymore. Then I start to swim. It doesn't matter how tired I am or how weak my arms become. I swim, and I swim towards the lighthouse. I have seen many waves that I thought could push an entire ship or could push thousands of people stronger than me past. And still, when I hear that call, I push myself towards that lighthouse. When I finally make my way to the lighthouse, sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes it feels like it takes days. But when I make my way to the lighthouse, I make my way to where the door is. But the door is locked. I know, because I try to open it every time. And once I am done with that, I make my way down to the rocks, where the rocks meet the ocean. And when I see where the rocks meet the ocean, that is when I see the eggs. But these aren't like chicken eggs, bird eggs, or even snake eggs. They're translucent, and inside I can see something that looks at me from inside the egg. The eggs almost look like an eye, but not a human eye. Something vaguely fish-like. Something that watches me from the eggs, and I watch it back. When I see these eggs, then it is finally my duty to take care of the next part. I have to destroy the eggs. Every time I feel the call to the ocean, I want to resist. I want to leave the eggs alone. I don't know what lays them. I don't know what they'll hatch into. But there's something sad about destroying something and not knowing if this creature is going to be the last of its kind or simply the first of many. But once the call is heard, I have to destroy these eggs. And I have no weapons. I usually don't even have shoes. And sometimes I don't even have clothes at this point. So that only gives me one option to destroy the eggs. I have to pick up the eggs, one at a time, and crush them in my hands. Each egg is about the size of a baseball, and And even in holding it so briefly in my hand, I can feel a pulse. A pulse like a heartbeat, but not connected to any body that I can see. And as I squeeze it within my hand, I can feel the pulse get faster and faster, as if whatever is inside is terrified of what I'm doing. It takes more pressure to crush the membrane of the egg than you expect, but eventually, my nails pierce through it, and a strange, translucent fluid leaks out. It's not water, it's too warm for that, and it's thicker than what I think tar would be like. But I crush these eggs one at a time. Each time I crush them, I can hear a distant scream far out into the ocean. But whatever is causing that scream cannot stop me from breaking these eggs. Whatever calls me to these eggs wants me to destroy all of them. So one by one, I destroy the eggs. Sometimes there's just a few laid. Sometimes there's hundreds. But when I hear that call, I have to break all those eggs. And it doesn't matter how tired I get, and it doesn't matter how long I'm here. The sun doesn't actually rise. My body doesn't stop to rest. And I don't get a reprieve from the screams. When the last egg is destroyed, I am finally able to make my way back to the lighthouse. This time, the door opens for me, and when I walk through it, there's just light. And then I find myself back where I was before. Usually the morning after. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, but it's almost like a dream. In fact, I would have thought that this was a dream, if not for this simple fact. Every new moon, when I get back, my body is covered in water. It's covered in that thick, tar-like liquid, and and my body is covered in the cuts and other marks of my journey. Wherever I go each month, it takes something out of me. For a long time, I tried many different ways of fighting the call. I tried going far from the ocean. I tried headphones. I tried psychic mediums. I've tried hypnosis. I've even tried changing my diet and exercise to see if that would help. Nothing helped. So, a few years ago, I tried a different tactic. I stopped fighting the call, and I started embracing it. I spent my days during the month just exercising by practice my swimming, and also strengthening my body and mind where I can. And that hasn't fixed anything, but it has at least made those nights of the call a little easier. I don't know what it is that calls me out to the ocean to kill those eggs each month, but I'm hoping that whatever it is doing good for the world. Because whatever is inside those eggs, I don't feel that if even one escaped, that it would be good for humanity.